Hello, everyone. It is me, Butterfly Spirit, and
It's AnJuan, your hero.
we're here to do a collab about spirituality and about maybe a whole lot of other stuff, but we're going to talk about what it's actually like to live as spiritual people. Um, and we'll talk a little bit about people who are saying they're spiritual, but they're not. And we might talk about some other stuff too, I guess, but we'll see where we can get. So, Anwan, I guess you can start off with what you think about the.
Alright, so I've noticed a lot of times. Okay, for me, this is being spiritual. I've been dealing with it since I was little. Been looking for the answers for a long, long time, since forever. I finally got to those answers after I left church. And for me, it's very important. And, sometimes people joke. They laugh. They'll lie, but sometimes people will joke. But when you try to pass on a joke as the truth, that's when it's the lie. Okay, that's when you're lying. So I've joined different groups on Facebook. One for Kundalini, a couple groups, one for Ryan's, friends or whatever. I got my own, but I'm not on there like I should be or like I need to be because internet problems, whatever. Anyway, there's this girl, and she said, I've noticed some people saying that how spiritual they are because they saw 11/11. I'm like, if you're not putting up experiences for me of what you've gone through, of the spiritual things you went through, or what you dealt with, or what challenges you had, or what church did for you, or what they didn't do for you, what worked, what didn't work, that's what I need. Because I need to put that in my mental, spiritual bank so that when I go across these problems or I come across these issues, I can say, hey, I haven't tried this for real, but this is what somebody else tried. Or if I have been able to try it, then that's when I'll pass on to another person who's also having those problems. Okay, because other people are going to wake up. Another person, they were saying, meet me at the Egyptian monuments, meet me at the Egyptian pyramids through astral projection. So I was like, oh, wow, this person knows how to astral project at will like that they can just go to a place? Let me talk to that person. So I was like, hey, what's your method of astral projecting? And then I guess they just type back, all you gotta do is just dream. All you gotta do is just think about it really hard and then go to sleep. I'm like, okay. Methods: wake back to bed method, mind awake, body asleep method, roll method, rope method, ladder method, float method, the car method. None of these methods that she said anything. She didn't say any method, and I know a whole bunch of them. Because like I just named, some from books, some from videos. She didn't explain when she woke up. She didn't explain any method. She said all you gotta do is go to sleep. This sounds like a lucid dreaming thing for me. I mean, how are you gonna meet people on the astrals? I mean, other people were saying that, and they actually said, how they projected this, what worked for them, and then other people was commenting down. I think it was on Ron's Friends, or whatever. They was commenting down, and then they was saying, how they did it, or what worked for them, or they couldn't make it because they got stopped by a succubus. I don't know if that was a joke, but they didn't say it was a joke, so I don't know if they was trying to pass it off as truth or it was truth. Don't know. So, I didn't hear anybody in the comments saying that, hey, we had a good time last night astral projecting at the pyramids, or we had a good time last night astral projecting at the St. Louis Monument, or anything like that. There also wasn't any people saying that they had a good time astral projecting there or what they did. I don't think anybody made it. Nobody commented. So I don't think anybody projected and was actually able to meet in the astrals. No one commented that. So what I'm trying to say is, and the lady I said, the lady who said that she astral projected, I tried to ask her what was her method. Typed to what's your method? And, she just said, like I told y'all, all you gotta do is just think about it really hard. Okay, everybody's been trying to do that. I'm trying to do that. That's how everybody thinks that they got to do it to astral project in the first place, is just think about it really hard, to think about getting sleep paralysis, to think about floating out of your body, to think about where you want to be at, to think about, flying around. Everybody's doing that already. That's how we all starting out without no information. So what is she talking about? The thing I want to say is that I was like, okay, well, I said, well, if you don't know, just tell me. And then she's like, well, no, you can think about anything, and then that's how you draw people in. And I'm sitting here like, okay, if that's how you draw people in, you wouldn't have to actually tell these people to meet you at a place. Okay, so you would actually have to get out of body and meet them at a place, not in a lucid dream or not in a dream. What is that? Okay, because you actually got to be there and be conscious and all that with your astral projected. Okay. Now, I just said, I told her, I was like, okay, well, I can see you don't really know, or if this is a joke, just let me know so that I can go on and find real information or find new information that's real, so that, because I'm trying to work on it myself. I kind of maybe achieved it, maybe I didn't, because I didn't pop out and see my body. I went through sleep paralysis all the way through it, and I started spinning really fast, and I popped out in 50 Cent's house. I didn't even, part of it was like a virtual reality looking, but it wasn't like real life. It looked like virtual reality. So that's all I gotta say about, people pretending or to be spiritual, or they just want to be a part of the group, or they want to sound cool like other people. But when you actually pop the question and say, how'd you do it? What's your method? Because a person who's actually practicing this stuff, we need that real information, because we trying to work on it. You got there, you claim to get there, we ain't got there yet, we trying to get there so that we can tell the people how to get there and how we did it. Alright? Or what worked for us, because not one thing's going to work for everybody. Alright, go ahead. What you notice? Butterfly Spirit, what you notice? She got her own channel too, so,
I've noticed people who, the same thing with synchronicities, people say, oh, I see the synchronicity and stuff like that, and they'll do pictures, like, they'll take a picture of a synchronicity or something like 1111 or 2222 or, I don't know, 1212 or, 1111 or whatever the hell, 3 ones or 4 ones, whatever. And, I think that people who are posting pictures, I think it's cool to share with people that you see synchronicities, but taking pictures of them makes it seem like you're just sitting there waiting for the clock to get to that number, like 111 or 222 or 333, and then you take a picture like, look, see, I'm spiritual, I'm this and that. Synchronicities is something for you personally. Yeah, if you want to share with people, hey, well, I saw this or whatever, then yeah, go for it. Like, for example, for me, when I see synchronicities, I use it for my decision making, my own like real experience. So I made an entire video about it was called My Friday Full of Synchronicities, which is on my YouTube channel and stuff. It's actually a video where I talk about a Friday where I saw a whole bunch of synchronicities and stuff all in one day and what they meant to me and stuff like that. I didn't really take pictures or anything because I didn't think to take pictures at the time, because I was so amazed the synchronicities popped up. So I made a whole video, about it and stuff like that. But what I think is that there are people who, they really just want to be a part of a fad, a part of something because everybody else is part of it, and they want to, be in with people, they want to be popular, they want to make it seem a certain way. But there are people who really are practicing stuff like, meditation, lucid dreaming, astral projection. Some people practice, witchcraft or, numerology or tarot or whatever. There's actual people who do it that actually put effort into doing stuff. And for people to just go and say, oh, well, I just seen a synchronicity, and really they didn't. They just took a picture of it and posted it on, like these groups and stuff on like Facebook, or, they're trying to comment on YouTube about it. One thing doesn't mean you're spiritual. It doesn't mean you're spiritual because you go and you take a class in yoga or Pilates or whatever, or you're, you dieting and stuff. You on a diet, you going vegan and stuff. It don't mean that you're spiritual just because you just took one day of the class and then you know everything about it. It don't mean all that. To really know something about, living on a spiritual journey is every day you're going to learn something new. You're going to try stuff that's not going to work. Some stuff might work. But, the thing is that, this ain't high school. You know what I'm saying? People are adults. You're an adult. You admit that, yeah, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. You admit it. You give people advice. You don't just go and, you know, pretend to be a part of something, try to look all cool in front of people and stuff. You know, that's not what you do. I mean, I will say if you're in groups or you're on, you know, groups on Facebook or in groups, not groups on YouTube, but commenting on YouTube, you know, then tell your own experience. Your own experience is awesome, and it's amazing when you actually have your own experience. When you say, hey, look what happened to me, this, and you know, tell people about it, that's cool. But when you're just like pretending, that doesn't really
Doesn't help
go
anybody.
anywhere.
I mean, you're there to help people. And that's what we all think. We all think that we're there to help people. So we also think that you're there to help people. For instance, we say certain things like the ego does this, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
You know, we're spiritual people, okay? Some of us came out of church,
Mhm.
okay? Some of us been spiritual since we was little and never knew of a conscious community like myself. So all we've been through was church. And then we finally got out of church when we finally find the conscious community exists. We didn't know existed, okay? So when we come out and we're looking for people, we have to say it in secret, especially on Facebook. We got tons of people who's Jesused out. They don't know nothing about no ancient Kemet. They don't know nothing about no chakras. They don't know nothing about no paranormal experiences. Everything that you say that's not church is the devil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, some regular shit in school that you learned is the devil. For instance, Noah's Ark. We know that if you at the height of Mount Everest, you only got 30 minutes to live. Where the Bible's talking about they was there for up there for 8 months or something.
Yeah, because the water was up that high.
I mean, the stuff we learned in school goes against it, and nobody go saying something about that. But let me give you an example. Like on Facebook, there's this person that I knew from back when I lived, hometowns. Oh yeah, I lived there from like 12 years old to 16. Well, no, I'll take that back. 13 to 16. Okay, and now 28. So I've moved away from there.
Mm.
I was there for since I was 16.
Mm.
I moved away, and I'm 28 now. So, but anyway, the people in my hometown, well, the girl was talking about the ego, and I was like, okay, so she's on Facebook and I'm on Facebook, so she has to say things a certain way that's not going to freak out Christians or anybody she knows or all that type of stuff, because you're trying to, it's like a way of trying to say, hey, I'm spiritual.
Mm.
I want to get in contact with you other people who can catch this, who can catch these words. So I thought, she's saying the ego wants you to say you can't do it. The ego, and I'm like, only spiritual people talk like that. So I thought, no. So I go and I ask her, hey, that sounds like you sound like you had a spiritual awakening. Have you had a spiritual awakening? This is what she said. Yes, I have, because I started yoga 2 months ago. Okay, well, where's the paranormal experience at? Can you see auras? Can you astral project yet? Have you came close? Are you popping out of your body spontaneously? Have you become aware in your dreams? Have your dreams been coming true? Have you been getting premonition? Have you been getting thoughts that something's going to happen and it does? Have you been able to smell something and then the next thing you know, you smell a pizza a week later? Next thing you know, somebody shows up with a gift and it's a pizza? I mean, where's the experience? Where are they at? Has your dog been walking around seeing somebody because somebody done died recently and it woke you up? Like, these are things that I'm looking for. We looking for this. So just because you do some yoga, I could do some yoga right now. What? Kundalini, breath of fire, just through your nose. Do it through your nose. That's a Kundalini. That's a yoga method. But I ain't all of a sudden seeing auras and stuff. Body might get warm. That breath of fire kind of work to make your body warm. It gotta do though. You will get warm. But that's I'm just giving you an example. Go ahead, Butterfly Spirit. What you got?
That kind of reminds me of what happens with people saying they've opened their third eye and stuff. And I actually I've done a couple of videos about the third eye, but that kind of makes me think the same thing with people saying that they've opened their third eye and stuff like that, with them thinking that they just do something they do a meditation for 5 minutes. And then there's these people who gonna say, like this one person, it was funny, on YouTube, they said, what they say, I almost opened my third eye. And I was like, what the hell is almost open your third eye? Like, what the hell does that shit mean? Like,
you either did or you didn't.
Yeah. Like you either walk out the door or you don't walk out the door type of shit.
I almost got myself some breakfast this morning, but I had to go to work.
Type of thing. So like, for me personally, it's
I
just
almost saw Jesus last night.
So
when I called out to the sky.
So anyway,
like, come on, you see it don't work.
So anyway, like with the third eye, I mean, like people think that it's something, that just happens. A lot of people want to be in on the third eye. Like I've seen some other videos people had up there where, they gonna say they open their third eye and all these terrible or bad shit that happened to them or something. This one lady had this video where she was talking about she was seeing synchronicities and the world was falling down and stuff or whatever. The one you had or whatever, I forgot what it was called. But she gonna make sure she got every spiritual term and a description and stuff so people catching everything. Talking about seeing synchronicities and how it was bothering her and stuff. And having a terrible experience and stuff, which was just basically clickbait. So she can, she could try to, basically it was some type of ploy to get people to think that spiritual experiences are bad or something like that and stuff. And I guess because she's a Christian, so she's trying to, make it look bad or make it look demonic or something like that, so people will believe her because she was crying and all that stuff. But
you can tell because she only had that one video.
Yeah, she didn't have any other videos.
I promise you, she only had that one video on her. When you click subscription or subscriber or her subscription name, it's just that one video.
Yeah, only one video. It wasn't anything else. I mean, the real thing is, it's like, we both have been trying to open our third eyes different ways, and like, it's not something where you just do it quickly, instant. Like, one day you just pops open and then it happens. It's people. It takes some months, some people years to do it. But you got people who want to get views for their YouTube channel, so they gon' say they open a third eye and all this stuff like this, and they like this one girl had this black chick. She had this picture. She had this turquoise crystal or something like that on the thumbnail of her video or something like that, and it was holding up like this and saying, that she opened her third eye or something. But then I clicked on the video, and then she said, "Well, I opened my third eye, but I'm not gonna tell you how I did it."
Lie. I'm gonna automatically leave that video.
Yeah, I left that video too because I was like, "How'd you do it?" I've been trying to do it for last year.
What's the point of making the video talking about it? Either you're gonna help the people out and give out the information, or you might as well just keep it to yourself. Come on now.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who have general information and shit on stuff on YouTube,
and I don't watch them. I don't watch them people. You know what I'm saying? The people that I would go there to their video and check them out. Y'all know the ones I'm talking about. When they get out a piece of paper. Okay, the sacral chakra is this. Okay, but how does it affect your life?
Yeah.
How did you open yours?
Yeah.
Was yours blocked? And how was it blocked? Through what trauma? Or who made it blocked? For instance, somebody's throat chakra can be about as big as a doorway for somebody who talked too much, or it can be about as small as a penny. But it's probably supposed to be about the size of a cookie or the size of a softball. And somebody's throat chakra, like me, I used to be soft-spoken. I used to not talk. I used to not speak my mind, all that. You know why? Because I got popped in the mouth when I asked stuff about church. When I spoke about my paranormal experiences, and I got popped in the mouth and I was told to shut up. Or when mama talk, you hush. Or when daddy talk, you hush. Or when you get in trouble, you can't talk. It's children are singing, and when you ain't heard. You get a bad grade in school, and you got a teacher that don't like you, and you try to tell your dad, "Hey, this teacher don't seem like anybody black." I mean, that's a gerbil. That's why butterfly spirit looking over there. The gerbil's over there. I guess I'll show you what you look like at some point. But so therefore my throat chakra get closer and closer and closer and closer. For instance, the church told me, "Hey, I was going through some stuff through molestation for a long fucking time, and I go to the church, and I think I'm like 16. This is the part where I'm about like done with it. So 16 with my dad. I go to the church. I said, "Hey, how do I, I'm going through some hard stuff. Somebody's messing with me all the time at night, blah blah blah." And I told the church, I said, "So how do I tell somebody, what do I say to them to get them to believe me? I really need them to believe me. How do I say what's going on? And they told me, AnJuan, all you gotta do, the Bible says that all you gotta do is tell the truth. The truth will set you free. I'm like, good. If the truth can set me free from this molestation, finally. That's been going on from 8 years old. I want to get rid of this. Finally, I can get rid of this dude. All I gotta do is go to my dad and tell him the truth. So, next day, I go to my dad. I try to. Actually, that didn't happen just that fast. But well, it's I already got a video on this. So if you want to know about that, just check it out. But I go to my dad. I knock on the door. I say, doom, doom, doom. And he came out, what you need? I said, I need to talk to you for a minute. So I go inside the door and I said, hey, Dad, this dude is putting his mouth places and he's on top of me all the time at nighttime or whatever else when you be gone and all this and that. And so he just takes his fist and he punched me 3 times on the chest. Boom, boom, boom. And he says, are you gay now? Are you gay now? I mean, I did what the church says. I tried what they did. And it didn't fucking work. You know, the truth didn't set me free. It went wrong. So this is what I mean. So what chakra do y'all think that's gonna close? That's gonna close my mouth. That's gonna close my throat. I'm not about to say nothing no more. I might as well keep everything hidden inside because obviously talking didn't do anything. My throat chakra was open. I was ready to speak. But from that trauma experience, now I got a block. Now I was quiet all the time after that. I was quiet for real. So that's what I mean. When that right there is telling you how a chakra gets blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And then now how I got it back open. I learned I had to speak my mind. When I got in relationship with her, I finally started my throat chakra started opening because I wanted to find out what was the problem. I wanted to figure out the relationship. I wanted to figure things out, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, speaking my mind about things, what I didn't like, you know, what I liked, you know, saying stuff to my own mama, okay? My own mama, my own opinions that make me who I am. My throat chakra went back to normal. Now I can have a voice again. So now my throat chakra is fine. That is what I mean. Say an experience like that, and I will understand where you're coming from when you're talking about chakras. If you're just going to read it to me, what it does, okay, what's your experience? How was it blocked? How'd you get it back open? That's what I want to know. Go ahead.
That was a lot.
I'm sorry, but I had to explain it because that's what it takes. That's a video. That was basically a video on one chakra, on how it was blocked, and how it got that way, what happened, and how I got it back open again.
I think there's a lot of people who, like I was saying, you got people who try to get views, so they try to do stuff on videos on spirituality, like they're into it and stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if on YouTube there are YouTube channels where you got Christian people who will be doing, you know, videos on this kind of spirituality stuff or whatever, and they're trying to do videos on it to try to make it seem like it's going along with Christianity and stuff like that, and they try to make it seem a certain way when it's really not. Spirituality doesn't go towards any religion. Metaphysics doesn't go towards any religion. It is not a religion. It is just a natural thing that people do. And if you were left alone, you would do yourself. You know, so it's not something that goes along with Christianity. I know people like to play the whole spiritual thing with Christianity, where they'll go and they'll say, well, you know, they'll use the term spiritual in church or something like that, like it is, you know, going to church is spiritual, you know, or reading the Bibles is spiritual, you know, or something like that, you know, but the way they read the Bible is like they just read an excerpt of what the pastor says or reverend says or father of the church says or whatever, and they'll think they're spiritual because they can use like a Bible verse or something and it makes them spiritual or something like that. And I think it's interesting that they do that, you know. Now, it can seem spiritual, like, it may seem it, but it's not, because with Christianity, they borrow a lot of stuff from other things, like ancient societies and stuff, like Egypt and stuff like that, places around the world, they borrow it. So it's not originally theirs. I mean, you know, it's in the Bible. You just got to open up and read it, you know, personally. But, yeah, I do think that there's Christians who do go and they get involved in spirituality, and they try to do videos on it to try to bring people into their channel, to try to get people into their church or something like that, to try to make it look all great and stuff. Because I think AnJuan had that experience where, with the last church he was at, where they were talking about, you said you was looking for, I think it was like, you're trying to work on spiritual stuff or whatever, because you were looking for working on your, like psychic gifts or something. And then when you came to the church, they said, oh, we do that. We do like, what was it? They said, at Philip's church, that's how they got you into the church, because they said that they do that.
Okay. I've told them about my paranormal experiences that I've had, and they told me that they believed me, and no church ever believed me. But as I got deeper into the church, going to the Bible studies, you know, telling me I was got to get to know God like a friend on a personal level, I got to have a personal relationship with God. I didn't learn anything about God. I didn't learn about what color he liked. I didn't learn anything on a personal level that they kept telling me about this personal relationship I was going to have with God. But the thing that, I mean, I know my friend, I got a friend named Tony. I know his favorite colors is black and red. I know that he likes to wear, you know, black and red clothing. I know that he likes to wear boots. I know what he likes. Okay, I know some of the stuff he don't like. Like, he don't like when a person says like a whole bunch of times. Like, that's something he doesn't like. Okay. You know, I want to know some of the stuff he's been through. I can talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sitting here thinking that, wow, these people believe me, so the pastor must have psychic gifts, and he talks directly to the Most High, so we always say. He talks directly to God, and he can talk to me. But later on, I found out that he went to Bible college, and he's only reciting stuff that he learned from college. And if he went to Bible college, that means that this is not something he's come bringing forth to me through God himself. This is a career. He went to school for this, okay? And he also receives 501c3s, which means that the government is also involved, and you can get, you know, taxes back from tithing and all that, which I always believe I'm giving out of the graces of my heart. It's going to a homeless person who needs food, or it's going to a person that came back from the military who doesn't have a job or a home, and this is a way to bribe somebody to get him a job or something like that. Later on, I found out through a men's fellowship, a men's meeting that was in the church, that they didn't actually believe me. There's a guy there that I looked up to, and he told me that he was praying, and he was like, God, if this guy's lying, please expose him and all this and that. And I'm like, wow, y'all really didn't believe me at all. You know, so I just pretty much was going to leave after that. Like, you lied to me for 2 years. You just kept lying. I'm a person who has already tried the stuff you said, and it didn't work out. So I already been lied to by different churches already. So I would advise you not to lie anymore. But that's pretty much what happened to me. They say that they believe you, but they really don't.
Or there's some people who will try to say that the you know, psychic stuff is really, you know, a part of the church. Like, you've heard about somebody, you don't have to mention them.
Yeah,
you don't have to
I'm
like
not
talk.
Like, I'm not going to mention their name, or mention who they are, for good reason. But anyway, they know that I don't go to church anymore, because based on lies, I'm tired of them. So, they told the guy, I told this lady's husband, and I was like, what do you think about psychic abilities? And he was like, it's of the devil. And he goes to the same church his wife goes to. He goes to the same church she goes to. She's the person that conducts the Bible studies. She gives the Bible studies. Okay? And so he kept making like these triggers or whatever for my abuse. That just magically he just knew how. But it wasn't like he was doing it on purpose. It was just kind of happening. And so I thought that maybe he was doing that as a way to say that he could read my past or my mind to tell me that he's psychic, really, or that he's some type of spiritual different. Because that's what we got to do. We do little small stuff like that just to let you know, hey, I'm a little bit different, you know, to just give you that nudge. It's a secret way of doing it, because we can't just come out and say it, because people freak the fuck out and think you're the devil. Okay? So I asked his wife about it. She was like, oh no, that's not right. But she already knew that I don't go to church. So what she told me when I told her about it about, a little bit of the abuse. Well, why he's giving me these triggers or whatever. Is he psychic? I told her a little bit about me seeing the future, just a little bit. And she was like, oh, well, those gifts come from God. And everything. I was like, they never say that. This is out of all those times, come on, they never say that. I mean, if y'all go to the same church, I just heard from her husband that it's of the devil. And that's what he thinks. And if the lady didn't knew I didn't go to church prior, she wouldn't have said that. If I told her I was going to church, she probably would have told me it was of the devil too. She's just trying to get me right back in. Right back into the lies. Right back into the night terrors of hell, screaming, waking her up. I'm getting tired of it every freaking night. I mean, I'm not going back. Just give it up. But that was some slick shit that they think that she tried. To get you back in. They try anything. They lie even. They even lie to get you in again to their place because they're supposed to be the ones with the most. But, I mean, if you just read the verse right after the one that the pastors always say that God is not the author of confusion. Read that next verse. That next verse says that women should stay quiet in the churches. And if they should learn anything, they got to go ask their husbands at home. So what the heck are you doing at a Bible study, teaching a Bible study, talking? Because you're supposed to be abiding by this book. And my gifts and other people like me is of the devil. But they don't even follow it themselves. How am I supposed to have respect for you, for your urge for that? Go ahead.
I find that with people who, I was going to say, it just made me think about how interesting it is that people who you run across that are Christians, you notice that a lot of them are not very nice people. They can be mean, rude, or whatever. But then when you run across people who are spiritually awakened, then, their third eye opened, then they are basically the nicest people you'll meet and stuff like that, and they're really out to help. I find it funny how in Christianity they say they're going to help, but then they don't help people.
Yeah, they say, I'll pray for you. I've seen it happen so many freaking times. It pisses me off. I'm going to pray for you. And they do this. I'm like, I'm going to pray for you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm really going to pray for you. I'm really going to do it. And they walk away. They get right up and walk off, and they don't pray for the person. You just lied to that person right there in front of their face.
That is true that people do, that they do that and stuff. Whereas a spiritual person will go and they will do whatever they can to help a person because, they out of goodness of their heart, they really want to help people and stuff. And they're more connected to, other people and, the world and wanting to help than just saying something, I mean, I think for people who say they're going to pray for people, why don't you just take the effort to help people? If if they need food, go get them some food if they need it. Don't just say you're going to pray. What the hell is prayer going to do exactly?
Yeah, I've seen a homeless person plenty of times. Homeless people, different ones. I went to Papa John's, and she was scared for my life because around that area, which I didn't know, they was doing some shootings or whatever. But during the time I was Christian, I went and I bought a pizza. And I tried to feed the homeless. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tried to do. And I gave them the whole freaking pizza. Well, we had a little bit. Because some of them was denying the pizza. They didn't want it because they was already eating some food. And that's just something, that I do. Or somebody say, I'm hungry. I know what it's like to be hungry. I've been homeless before. I got a video on that already. And it sucks. You don't want to knock on doors. You get called nigger sometimes. Mm-hmm. And, so, you dig in trash cans, all that. You see somebody with a McDonald's bag, they go throw it away. Eyes is watching them where they threw that bag away, and you got to go. Hopefully the burger is still warm, the fries are still warm, and you're trying to go get some of that. But stuff like that. But since I've been there, I gave another person some. Went in there, grabbed her a sandwich. Now, she said, oh, I don't like these. And she gave the sandwich away.
There was a lady.
A lady. She gave the sandwich away outside of Snooks. She gave the sandwich away. Like, I had already warmed it up.
Yeah, and Snooks is a grocery store for people who don't know. Like, maybe you're in another part of the world or something. Yeah. Snooks is basically a grocery store that you go to. And it was basically a lady outside of a Snooks or whatever, which is a grocery store. And he bought this lady... this barbecue real burger that he really likes.
Because I like them. So I'm like, you don't like these?
Yeah, because if you're hungry, anything's gonna taste good if you hungry.
She had a sign, "I'm hungry, please help." So
Mhm.
I went there. They had a little cafe. I warmed it up in the microwave that they had. Baby, it was warm too. I wanted to eat it, so I just gave it to her. I'm like, "She gonna taste. It's gonna taste good. Here you go." And she said, "I don't like this," but she gave it away to the dude who had the most full shopping bag of shopping cart of groceries.
Yeah, he just bought a whole bunch of groceries, like $300-$400 worth of groceries and stuff.
But
and she gave it to him because she felt like she was too good, which means, really, with the case of that, I don't think she was homeless. She was just trying to get money, or something like that, which sucks with people being homeless because there's people who pretend to be homeless and they're not really.
I haven't met those people. I actually wouldn't know.
There's people who do homeless scams though.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I just know that based off of what they're doing. I see you digging in a trash can. I know what you are. I see you holding a sign up for hours and hours, getting hungrier and hungrier. I'm gonna be like, you don't got time. You don't got time to wait on nobody to give you a fucking.
Yeah, because I've seen
you gotta knock on doors and you gotta go and fucking stalk people who got warm food, who you see come out of a restaurant, and watch them throw something away and go get them mugs. That's what you gotta do.
And I want people to know, like, it's not just adults who are homeless. I mean, there's different types of people that are homeless. I mean, there's kids who are homeless, and the thing that sucks, like, that happens is that you got kids who are homeless, and you got people who won't give food to kids because they're not Christian. And that's, to me, I'm sorry, but pardon my French, but it's fucked up, that you won't give no food to somebody because they ain't Christian or they ain't saved and all that. That's some bullshit. Personally, with the Christian shit, I don't go with that. If somebody's hungry, you feed them because you'd want somebody to do that for you. You would if you was hungry. You definitely would. So, I don't want to have nobody, and if somebody wants to comment and say this or that, you can say whatever it is, but I'm going to comment back to you. So, I'm not afraid to comment back to you and say nothing about what I got to say. Because me, if I saw somebody homeless or whatever, I would, give food to them or whatever. I'd have given it to my heart and stuff like that. It ain't got nothing to do with no damn religion.
Right.
It's got something to do with, doing for your fellow man. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Yeah. Especially if it's kids, Can you imagine how terrifying it is for people who are homeless and stuff like that? I mean, they living outside, maybe they used to have a house with lights and, they got the heat and everything and they used to have a job and everything. Can you imagine what it's like for a person to go down to nothing? You know what I'm saying? And not have anything, you're caring about everything they got on their back. I mean, people really don't think. And I think this religion shit that people got, they got a fucking problem with this stuff.
Sometimes people listen to other people in their family that say, well, you got to take a chance, son, or you got to take a chance, daughter. So they sell everything that they got to go get some money, to get on a plane, to go to a place they applied for, to go try to get this job that's really good, that they're saying they're going to hire them, to go to that place with nothing, to try to make it there for a little bit, be homeless a little bit for a little bit, who don't got no family members down there. It's like going to Missouri to California with no family members down there, being told you got to take a chance, and you did. So then you go all the way down there, you sold all your stuff. You basically found the Bible if you did that. Mm-hmm. You sold all your stuff to get that plane ticket. You end up down there. But not only do you end up down there, you end up down there with some degrees. Maybe you got 2 bachelor's degrees. You might even a double mastered. And you get down there and they don't got a job for you. And now you're homeless with nothing. Nothing to sell. Nobody can wire you money or anything like that because you sold all your stuff. Because you listened to your family members that told you to take a chance. And that's what it takes to get a job, which you already tried to go to school for, which you should have had a job in your own location, and you shouldn't have had to fly no plane and show yourself to get there anyway, to even be homeless in the first damn place.
So, yeah, I mean, I know it's a lot on, homelessness and stuff like that, or what people are going through, but, if you have the ability to help people, help people. I mean, don't use religion as an excuse for something. A child doesn't have to be a Christian or saved or whatever. They don't have to be.
Yeah, I was 8 whenever that was happening.
Children don't do anything to get involved in it. Same thing with paranormal experiences for people. Paranormal experiences just happen to people. It ain't got nothing to do with, you just jumping in something because for him, he was younger and he had paranormal stuff happening to him since he was a baby. So, you know, people might say, "Oh, well, you must have been messing with something." You a baby? How the hell you gonna mess with something
You don't
like
even
some
know.
Ouija board or some
You
other?
don't know what that stuff is. Like, how do you know?
You got like that's the thing that people don't even know, and the thing that turns me to the spiritual thing where people don't even know that say they're spiritual. They don't even know about like what it's like to have paranormal experiences, but they're saying yet they're spiritual or something like that.
Okay, I'll tell you what it's like. Now, my third eye is not open. I mean, it's not open like these people to the extent that you hear on, YouTube. My third eye is not open like that. Okay, I just know that some stuff happens. That's all I know. So, for instance, I'll get a feeling that something's gonna happen, and it'll happen within a matter of 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not every single time. It's not every single little thing. It's something that's gonna be like something that's gonna be a little bit in your way. Like for instance, I was at a bank, and I was like, oh man, what if I think the car is gonna need oil right when I get this money that I need to spend on something else. Boom, got parked. Start to turn the car off. Oil light popped on. Bing, and I just downloaded the frequency that was in the atmosphere before it became reality. That was very recent. That was like, what was that?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay, it was just something like that. That's one thing. Another thing, you might have stuff floating around sometimes, or a door will shut, or your toilet will flush by itself. Now, there is a thing called phantom flushing, where your toilet will always freaking flush by itself. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little flange will go down, and the toilet will fucking flush. Mm-hmm. Or your toys will float in the air. I mean, stuff like that happen to me. Or you'll get pushed, by an invisible force you can't see. Something like that. Or you'll hear your name called, or you'll hear somebody scream, "Help me!" But I'm not strong enough to help. I gotta get there. This is why it's important, because I want to help. Or you know things like you got your aunties or your sisters telling you how their babies are sitting up like this, looking around. And we know that okay, they're probably at their age they have less programming, so they're probably out astral projecting and they're alone and there's nobody to help them. So that's one of the reasons why I want to do it, so I can be there and be their little hero, because I'm AnJuan, your hero, and I'm saying I gotta be somebody's hero. Just it's the paranormal experiences like that. Like I saw the future. I'll go to sleep. I'd see the future in a dream, and then I wake up and everything will look exactly like that. I'm talking about the smell, the feeling, the atmosphere, the sun rays, everything. And then I was like, "Oh, Mom, your car's gonna get towed. Your car's gonna get towed. You gotta hide it, hide it." And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, baby, don't worry." And I mean, 5 minutes, y'all, from waking up. There was a tow truck out there, and it was towing her stuff away, and she went out there screaming about it. And I was like, "Mom, I told you." That's what I mean.
There's also something with being spiritual where like, and we actually live the being spiritual life. So for me, I've been, in meditation and stuff like that, lots of meditation, because a lot of last year, that's what I did. Basically, the whole year I was, meditating and stuff like that, whatever, off and on, this stuff or whatever. And, I use, crystals and stuff like that, which you can't see. So I wear crystals and stuff. I actually do. I don't just, talk about crystals. I actually wear them. I have tumble stones too. He has crystals. He does his meditations. He does his, his Kundalini yoga that he'll do. I've done Qigong and stuff like that. He's done some too, or whatever. We're actually doing spiritual stuff. I've gone to get some tarot card readings done, and we've both got past life readings done before. And, I mean, we're actually going towards the spiritual openly, type of thing. Not something being closed-minded, because if you're a Christian, you might think this stuff is demonic and stuff because your pastor tells you or whatever. But it's actually not. It's actually something natural. I mean, I think it's great to have as much information as you can to help you out in your life, which is one of the great things that we've done in terms of like our past life readings and stuff that we've each had, and I think that a lot of people who are in these religions, they are really missing out on the information they can be getting to live a better, freer, and a more open life and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think people are really missing that because they want so bad for the Christianity fairy tale to be real when it's really not. I mean, if you want to know about the truth about Christianity, all you got to do is open up the Bible, read it.
Now,
Just open and read it.
What you're going to find a whole bunch of lies. That's what got me out, because I was really upset about all the abuse in the Bible was stuff that God ordained when I actually was praying during most of the stuff that was happening, because that's what I was told to do. Jesus was supposed to come down or save me or send a cherubim or a seraphim like in the Bible, or God's going to come down and save me, you know. And this isn't one-time abuses. Like, these are abuses that happen over a period of
years.
For me, 10 years straight, like no rest. I know this because when I got out, I have a video called 48-hour sleep mode, because I would sleep for 2 days straight. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that the reason put it this way, spiritual people, we are nicer people, because we have to take on that guilt now, because now we know about reincarnation, and we know about, we're going to have to be you when we die. We're going to get that past. We're going to get that, the life review. So now we have to really take responsibility on how we really treat people, more than a Christian. Because when I was a Christian, when I saw other Christians, they would treat people however they would treat them. And then they would go to church, and the pastor would say, give it all up to God so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. Come on down here to this altar and repent and give it all up to God, and you'll be fine. Now try not to do that stuff again or whatever. But if you do, just come on back down here and repent. Bingo. So that's how they can run around. That's how the Christians can run around without a guilty conscience and treat you however they want to treat you, say whatever stuff they want to say to you, because they're just going to give it all to God, and then they're just going to go to church and they repent. But when you're spiritual, her, we have to watch what we say. You gotta you're more free, actually.
You're more free of being
guilt,
spiritual. But what Christians don't know is that the whole giving it up to God thing actually doesn't happen. It's actually still around you. The stuff that you did is still there. And people need to know that. If you're a Christian watching, your guilt is still with you. It's still there. It's building up until something where you're going to have to learn from what you did. So it's not something that goes away, But you think it went away and it clears your conscience and stuff because they're saying that, because you believe what they're saying in church. You think it's happening, but it's not happening, So it's, it's just not going nowhere, And going down to the altar, does it really get rid of any sin? Well, no. In the Bible, it tells you, what does it say in the Bible about if you...
well, if you do anything twice and you already know better, if you already know it's a sin, you won't be forgiven anyway. You stuck. You stuck for the rest of your life. Never, if you get to 100 years old, you're stuck. You're going to go to hell. That's why that right there made me almost kill myself and commit suicide about 4 times, because I was like, I might as well just get over with. I might as well just start a torch right now, because I already been beat, abused, and everything else. So if I'm going to be going to a place where they're going to be hurting me anyway, I've already sinned twice. I was told I had to sell everything. I'm not going to do that. I know it's a sin to keep all my stuff and not sell everything. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So I've already sinned knowingly. So there's nothing I'm going to. There's no remissions of sins remaining for me.
Yeah, and if you guys want to know the Bible verse for that, if you're a Christian watching and you wanted the Bible verses for that, we can put them down in the comments. We can actually put them down there. Hell, we can do a collab where we open up the Bible and we have, you got your Bible open where we can point to where we got it from. We can actually do that. The great thing about, for us being spiritual is now that we're no longer Christians and stuff like that, we're not Christians, then, well, what I can do is I can open up the Bible. I can open up my Bible.
Filled with notes. Look at that. My Bible never looked like this in church. You know why? Because they kept saying the same stuff. Or they would tell me, what did I learn in church? They would give me one scripture, and I wouldn't have a tab. This was so important to me that I had to tab this bad boy. I'm about to start hitting the side tabs, and I'm definitely going to be going down here to the bottom tabs, and I'm not going to be able to flip a single page or before. God, that's crazy.
And and for me, well, it's kind of hard for me. So I got tabs on the top of my Bible, and I have like some on the bottom and stuff, or whatever. So if you look at it like this, I have like tabs and stuff. I have a lot of tabs in my Bible and stuff like that, like several of them and stuff. And I got some on the top too, but I got like a page or whatever up there too. But yeah, I got, like, as you can see, I got tabs going in my Bible too. Like, one thing about being free from Christianity, I can open this Bible up,
Free guilt.
and open it up, read a scripture, and I'm not afraid to do that. When I was a Christian, I thought, oh, it's only a holy book, and I got scared about, trying to understand it because I thought it was all poetry and all kinds of shit and stuff. But now I know I can interpret the Bible myself, and look into it and stuff like that. That's something that we can do as people who are living, as spiritual people, and, we're not just going to a yoga class once a month and saying we're spiritual. We actually like live the experience, and we're actually here to actually help people, who are going to be going through, the spiritual journey and stuff like that. I'm going to be helping people through numerology. I'm going to be helping people through the use of crystals, and also we're using like Reiki and stuff. I'm going to get into, these things real big, So it's going to be something where, like, I'm really going to be going into it. When I say I go into stuff, I mean, I study the hell out of stuff. I don't just get some general shit. I'm like real serious because I'm trying to help people change their lives and have better lives. For him, he's going to have a mix of things that he's going to be doing. What do you think you'll be doing for, like, to help people?
Well, you know what? For me, the biggest thing for me, I guess I'd have to say, dream interpretation and astral projection advice when I finally get it down and get good at it. And when if I become a Reiki master, I'll do some Reiki healing for some folks. And when I get good at that, I actually become a Reiki master.
Yeah, and there's also something like you can do. I thought you was gonna do like mediumship. You might get into mediumship and stuff because he has a natural flair for it. So, he can actually get into that. I'm not saying everything you're gonna do because we don't know what the future comes. I mean, you make your future, and also helping people in terms of, if they want to exit Christianity and they want to, be free from it,
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
because that's what hurt me so much. I mean, like I said, I almost committed suicide 4 times for that, from being a Christian, and that's hurting you. You know what I mean? That's going south. When it's wanting to make you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've been lied to for so long, whatever. But this is something like being spiritual is something that is going to take a long time because it's so deep. Because you're starting off like a baby. I mean, you went from kindergarten or preschool to go through all the way 12th grade of high school to get a diploma, to go to college for 5 or 4 more even years to get a bachelor's degree. So you're looking at what 13, 14, 15. 16 years of school. We're just now getting into this information, and I'm only about a year in.
Yeah, we're about a year. We're about a year. We're about a year in and stuff like that.
So this is
it's only a year.
Crap ton of information. Stuff about the sun. Stuff about the moon. Stuff about frequencies. Stuff about the future. Stuff about the different Anunnakis. Stuff about
it's just like tons of stuff.
Goodness, the pyramids. What did they do? About frequency, about vibration, what chakras do, how is yours blocked, is it open, or is astral projection do? What's lucid dreaming, how to do that, have you done it yet? And then the practicing.
Yeah, practicing takes a long time.
Study and practice. Remember on, if y'all ever seen Doctor Strange, she said, how do you get, he asked her, how do I get to be like the ancient ones? And she said, the same way you became a doctor. And we know it takes about 12 years of college. Of college to get a doctor, become a doctor. And she said, by study and practice. So basically like how we did in school. So basically how you do in sports. You study your moves, and you practice them. And then when you have your actual wrestling match, or your basketball match, or game, you know, you either win or you lose. But you through study and practice, and that's what it's going to take. You know, through study and practice, we did school. The practice was the homework. The studying was you in the books. Okay, you know, then you had your test or your quiz. So that's 16 years of all that stuff, but nothing spiritual. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's going to take a long freaking time to study these people who work with frequencies, like Dr. Roy Rife, who cured 18 cancer patients with frequency, and they killed them. You know, stuff like that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that the thought about Christians, it was something else that, oh yeah, there are some groups like, I think particularly the Ryan Cropper friends group on Facebook, and I find it interesting because I think I was on the I'm part of the group, and I find it interesting because I think that there are people who are Christians in that group, you know, because of some of the things that people say, you know, and they'll, you know, it's just like stuff that the Christian people say. And my question is like, well, why would Christian people being a spirituality group for? Isn't it demonic? Isn't it something else? But I guess for them, maybe they want to, you know, try to find new strategies to get people in their church or something, I guess. So they want to see what spiritual people are talking about so they can, you know, come up with something.
Because they're losing. I mean, we're not going to believe lies forever. We got whoopings for lies. We got grounded for lying. So if we find out that you lying, we definitely ain't going to trust you because we got in trouble for lying when we was little.
And I find too, I was driving past this church and they were talking about they were going to have a meditation. And I was like, what the hell is they said on a church thing? Like the little thing where they put the letters and stuff with the little messages to people or whatever. The little lit signs or whatever. What the hell they talking about some meditation in a church? Like what's that? I ain't never heard that ever, you know. So come on. Y'all just trying to get people in to try to, you know.
And then switch it up when they get in there.
Yeah, and they say, oh, they gonna say something, oh, Jesus meditated. And in fact, you know, people will say they meditated on the word. That's what people say all the time.
Yeah.
That you meditate on the word. Well, what you think about that? Do you think people...
It goes against what they say. Remember, I know, because, I mean, if you meditate, you're going to get your paranormal experiences, and then it's going to be of the devil. And who brought you there? To church.
There is one thing that I do think, which I find to be an issue. There are people on YouTube that you'll have these people who used to help people, you know, and they used to be involved in spirituality and stuff. I find there's one issue, which is like you have people who were spiritual, who were helping people and stuff in a profound way and stuff, and really making a difference. But then you get these people you know, people that are spiritual, and what they do is they go to Christianity, and I think that's kind of, you know, weird because like with you go from spiritual to helping people with these experiences and stuff and really making a profound difference to go into something
to not helping people. That's
in Christianity to not doing shit.
How familiar does that sound? That's like we already know that's what the powers that be want, which the Bible says that God put here, okay, to be in charge of us. Which we already know that heinous bullcrap they doing. So if they can get you back in the church, if they can get you not helping people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they can do. It doesn't matter what they can say. As long as they can do it, as long as they can say it, as long as they can put it out there in the media, as long as they can do that, whatever it is that makes you believe stuff, as long as they can do that to get them in the church, to tell you what you're doing is wrong, and blah, 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 without you knowing the Bible, without you ever reading it, you won't know that stuff unless you read it. You won't know that stuff unless you know, go to people like ex-Pastor Kevin Wesley or the real Mark Boone, check their stuff out and learn about it like we had to do. But get the Bible out and make the tabs, get them filled. And you're going to find stuff that they haven't said on your own, like we have. Yeah. You're going to have your own experiences in your life that's going to correspond with the Bible that you're going to be writing and marking on your own, which they won't have. Okay, that's how it's going to go. But it's just to get you to stop helping people. Yeah, it is. It's to get you to go back into selfish mode. That's what it's all about. It's about you. The Bible, the church, you know, Christianity is about you. You're so worried about you going to hell. It's about you. Okay? Because you're not really telling other people to save them from going to hell. you're really saying it so that when you die and you meet up to God, you can say, but God, I did this for you. Because you don't have a personality. And like I've always said, always, anybody that talks about hell really bad and scares people to death with it, and then you go and you get a woman pregnant, or you go and you go get pregnant and have a baby, there's got to be something really evil with you. Because I can't see you being the person spreading hell fear all over the place, eternal hellfire where you never get out, ever get out, making them think you're basically an atheist. Basically, you're just believing in one God and only one thing, and you haven't read anything else or studied anything else. So you're basically just you're almost as more like an atheist, except you believe in something. Okay.
Yeah.
The atheists don't believe in any of them. So 4,200 religions, they don't believe in any, and you don't believe in 400 and 199.
Yeah.
I mean 4,199. So it's kind of the same, but it's just to get you to focus on yourself and to not help others. That's what it is. They don't want you to even get close to this information because this is supposed occult. I mean, they don't want you to get into this because they took everything from ancient Kemet in the first place. That's what all this stuff is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. They worked really freaking hard to get the people out of there, to do all that, to come out of Egypt, come out of Africa, to get all that stuff out. They don't want you to go back there because that's where their knowledge is. Like, they don't want that because if we go back to that, they lose. So the best way to do is to get you scared, to get that fear up in you. I mean, some people haven't been to church, so it doesn't work on some people. But it works on a lot of people, okay? Because a lot of people, this is where we are, United States, we're in a Western nation or whatever. We grow up with this, with our parents. We trust our parents. We either do it or you get grounded. You either do it or you get a whooping, or you get in trouble. It's the same, Jesus or hell. Go to church or get a whooping. Go to church or get grounded. Believe what they say, or don't go to a school dance, something like that. Don't go to your friend's house. You got choices. Well, one of the choices is bad, and the other choices is bad too. But one's worse than the other, and you're gonna choose one that's less worse, basically.
I'm trying to think of anything else I can think of, other than that, because that's one thing that I find is an issue with the spiritual people returning to Christianity and saying, that Christianity is true and all this stuff like that.
Until they read the Bible.
Yeah, but I don't think they even get to read the Bible because they're probably too scared to read it or something.
Well, you know what? She's right. I'm going to tell you what it was that kept me from reading the Bible. I'm going to tell you what it was. It wasn't guilt. What it was that I want to remain ignorant of more shit that it says I can't do. I'm already losing my personality.
Yeah.
I already lose my fucking self. I don't want to open that damn book. I don't want to hear more stuff that I can't do. Like, why am I here then if I can't do anything? But all of this is available to me that God put here. I don't want to be challenged with that. I don't want to be challenged with no sexual urges. I don't want to be challenged with, being told I got to do more stuff so that my abusers can have more freedoms to fuck me up. Like, I don't want to open that damn book. But eventually, nothing was working. I did everything. I did even more stuff they said. Lost a job. They said put money in a pot, donate, give a tithe. I did it. Lost my dream job working on computers. And, she graduated with a bachelor's degree. 5 years of college. We had the Bible in between us. We went through some of the scriptures and said, God, the Bible says here to pray like this. It also says here in whatever chapter and verse that go ahead and pray and it shall be given you and all this and that. Said that, we did that like 5 times, holding each other's hands like this, her in front of me, the Bible in the front.
Oh yeah, I think I know what verse that is.
To try to get her a job, and through her career that she studied for.
I know the verse. It's Matthew chapter 7, and it's I believe it starts verse 7 or whatever, and it's basically a short version of the verse is seeking you shall find, asking it should be given. My mom used to say this all the time when I was growing up. But and I prayed
for 2 years. We both prayed. We did it. I did it for 2 years with her. For 2 years. And also, it says 2 or more people. Asking 2 or more people. So we went to the church. This was right down there. went to the church. We did that 5 times. Where now, come on now, this should definitely work.
Yeah,
we got
with
the pastor there. We got his wife there. We got the people talking in tongues with the Holy Ghost coming out and speaking in tongues. There should have been no way that she could have not got any job. She should have had interviews popping up left and right, and she should have had any offer for her to have the picking of and she know how they say, you know how they say in church, you got to do the work.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I did all the work.
She did all the work.
Yeah, but I've done like thousands of job applications. I've been on interviews and stuff. And so, you know, I already know the whole job thing is pretty flawed anyway.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that if you have this experience that I just told y'all, and you go spiritual, you're not going to go back into Christianity because you know it's bullshit. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They don't have these experiences to know it's bullshit, to stay away from Christianity because you already know and have the real world experience that it doesn't work for you.
Some people might get involved in Christianity because maybe, for example, they were they were dating somebody, and then they find out that the person that they're dating, that they really like is Christian or something like that, and the person might bring their significant other to church, and then the people in the church start pressuring the person. They say, okay, I'll just go along with it, and then the person gets married to the person. And, marriage can be forced, with Christianity it can be forced because, in those churches, they say, well, you shouldn't, two people can't live together or something, it's shacking up and, it's a sin, it's an abomination, all that crap that they'll say, when in reality, it's, it's not,
When they say that, this is what you got to always remember. Everybody was breaking the laws of that Bible before, during, and after the Bible came into existence. They was already murdering people, raping people, children, infants, all that, selling people, having zoos of black people. They was already doing this stuff.
Yeah, they were already doing it.
Before, during, and after. Slavery was already in motion. Okay. So, when they say that, that's what you got to remember.
Yeah, I think personally for us as living as spiritual people, it is free. It's free. Good to be free. I mean, but we still do have things that impact us, like money. Bills. Yeah, of course. Rent being the most significant. That's one of those things. And going into with Christianity, you got Christians who say, well, if you just prayed and things will open up. Well, we did that before, and that didn't do nothing. So as spiritual people, it is something where basically, I mean, we still have to be aware. I mean, we're getting to know ourselves spiritually and stuff, but then we're trying to also live with the fact that we know people who we want to, let know about things, but they caught up in, Christianity and caught up in this fantasy about stuff, but we know the truth and we're trying to tell people. I mean, it's tough when you're on a spiritual journey and then you find stuff out and you want to tell other people, but they want to hold on to something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like my gramps.
Yeah, and it's
him, but it didn't work out. They say, you gotta pray to God for wisdom of the Bible. I was doing that plenty of times before I actually left. Okay, and the thing is, I pray, hyssop. What's that? God, what is that? Please give me the wisdom to let me know what hyssop is. Never knew. God, please tell me what Jesus tell me, God or Jesus, please tell me what myrrh is, what hyssop and myrrh is. Please tell me. Give me the wisdom what that is. Go open the Bible, go flip through the pages, and nothing pops out. No new words, no none of that, and no definition. God, please tell me what quickening is. I had to go look all that stuff up.
Yeah.
Turns out, hyssop and myrrh is medicine that they gave to Jesus, even while he was on the cross. And quickening is the fetal movement in pregnancy when a woman feels that the baby has finally become a fetus, and she first feels its first little movements. I mean, I had to search that. No wisdom. I used to sit there about, when I was 15. I used to sit there and lose grades, use my best grades. I'd lose grades in PE. I'd lose grades in history. I'd lose these grades, all because of math. I was sucked at pre-algebra. It was terrible. I pray all the time, God, please give me the wisdom of this math. I need to learn this pre-algebra. I flip through the Bible. There's no pre-algebra. I can't find it. I pray some more. And no matter what, I take a test, still get a D, still get a D plus, still get an F, a quiz. And I wasn't passing that math. So you know what I had to do? I had to let it go and let my other grades shine that I was good at. God, no Jesus, no cherubim, no seraphim came and gave me the answers to help me with this math. I had 3 tutors. I really tried hard. Nothing. I couldn't grasp the stuff.
So
just let you know.
So
Praying for wisdom don't work.
So what do you look forward to on your spiritual journey? Like, what do you?
Oh, on my spiritual journey, I hope to astral project. I hope to pull her out of her body so she can see it. I hope to, my mama. I hope to heal my mama her TOS. I hope to learn how to heal people, distantly or whatever. I hope to be able to see where I came from, what other planets I've lived on that I've been having dreams about. These other planets, I would love to learn about my other lives I've had dreams about, learn about my past lives that I got my past lives done on, through a psychic person. I would like to be able to, what's advertised in the Reiki attunements, Reiki 1, Reiki 2, level 3, what's advertised in there that you'll be able to do those things. I would like to be able to do at least what's advertised and then feel energy and more and be able to open up my third eye completely, be able to see yours, the whole shebang. I want to be able to do. I want to be able to have a Kundalini experience. I want the whole thing. I want to be that nice, good conduit of a lot of stuff going through it, helping people out with what I did, how I solved my issue, and helping them. So, and also the main number one thing, I want to be so good that when I die, I'm going to have the most awareness possible to know that I'm dead and to know not to go with anybody and to not come back here because who knows what mom you're going to get. You could get into one of those relationships where she's just trying to get the money and all that, and you might be that baby. Or who knows what president you're going to have, and who knows what type of bombing or the state of the world's going to be in, or if you're going to have food when you come back. I ain't trying to come back. I'm trying to be fully aware. I'm not trying to have no more past lives. I want to go on to something else, or I want to just hang out in my spiritual body and be fine.
I think for me, what I want to do, I think my spiritual goals are, well, I want to open my third eye because I want to, I want to have my third eye open as an adult and experience it as that, because I only remember having it as a baby. So I want to experience it as an adult. I know if I would have had it growing up, it probably would have been make things kind of crazy, and stuff, because I lost the ability after I was born to use my third eye. But I think it'll be interesting to have my third eye open, to see the world in a new way, to just be able to gain knowledge and stuff like that, to know about other places, other things and stuff. And I want to help people. That's something I really want to do, is help people and stuff. And help them on their journey and stuff like that. I've been told with the third eye, most of the time, you're not going to want to have a job. Most of the time, spiritual people end up having their own businesses and stuff like that. Because, you find yourself helping people, and through helping people, you have your own business and stuff, or whatever, because you want to be free and stuff, not constrained by jobs or whatever. So I think for me, it's just going to be pretty great, because I will be able to help in my business. He'll have his business and stuff. And we'll just be able to experience the world in a way that's going to be good, and better. For us, 2 of us, like, we don't have any kids. If we did have kids, they'd be jumping around everything a whole bit, But we don't have any kids, and we have reason for that, because, we're going to be helping all these people. And you have kids, you don't have time to do that. You don't get it to do that. So, for us, I think it's good that we can devote ourselves to helping people and having these experiences and stuff like that, because we might even be able to help kids who have, psychic abilities and stuff, and nobody understands them or whatever, or adults, people of different types, and help them, And so that means, not having kids, but then having kids is expensive too. So,
Oh, she's right about the children having the spiritual experiences. I believe it was yesterday. Yesterday, my sister was telling me about how her little baby kept ripping the arms and the legs off and the head off of her dolls. And she didn't understand why she was doing that. That's what I had to remind her. I said, sis, remember when we was little and I was 12 years old and when you was 10? Remember when I told you about me getting tapped on the shoulder and I thought it was you? And we had a bunk bed and I was on the bottom bunk and you was on the top bunk? Remember when I told you that it was your life-size black doll? And it said that I asked it, what do you want? But just later, my eyes open like, and I said, what do you want? Like it was normal. And the thing was just like, I want to play. And it said, he, and it runs off, a doll, life size, runs off in the kitchen, breaks a cookie jar, and breaks a plate. My mom works, she came home at nighttime. She came home, and she asked me and my sister, did we try to get into the cookie jars, and did we break a plate? And I said no. And my sister said no. And I told her about that. And she's like, well, how do you know what happened? I was like, because Mom asked us, did we get to the cookies? And I was like, you was complaining about where your doll was because I had ripped off the head and the arms and the legs and I put it in the closet. So next day, my sister put it back together again. And she goes and she looks at Charles playing with the doll. And she said, this doll seems kind of different. And she went to sleep. And that night, I took the arms and legs off the doll again and put it in the closet and didn't have no more problems since. And now her baby's doing it. But it took me to tell her that, to let her know why her baby's doing this, because it happened with me too. Spiritual stuff is happening to people. Now, she's supposed to be, Christian at the time or whatnot, believing in Yahweh and all this and that. No Jesus showing up, no Yahweh showing up for her baby. And the person that knows who's going on is the person who has already experienced it himself. Me.
yeah,
her brother.
Absolutely. So living a life of, being spiritual is not just something where, like we said in the beginning, it's not just something about synchronicities and just seeing them.
And taking it, you can astral project because you saw 11:11. Now you can see yours. Now you can astral project and tell a group of people, meet me here, meet me at an arch, meet me at this monument at the Paris or whatever. That's not what that means.
Yeah, it's not that. It's more than that. Yeah, it's more than that. And sometimes, in practicing, you're going to hit a brick wall every single time when we're trying to do stuff. It's happened to him, through astral projection. It's happened to me opening my third eye. But, I've tried lots of methods. I have videos on the methods, too, that I'm going to be doing. Anyway, I have one video up there about a method. One of the methods that didn't work, and, it's really about getting there. I mean, we'll be far more advanced in like 5 years. We're going to be advanced, really, like, we'll be really advanced for like looking back, when we look back on this video, like we happen to come across it, we'll be further advanced and stuff or whatever. And of course, at that time, we're still going to be giving people real, advice from our experience, not just necessarily general information. Because there's a lot of people on YouTube who give general information. And it doesn't
like I said, I skip those videos because we are real people with real experiences that need real solutions to real problems. Mm-hmm. They're not general problems. It's like, for instance, if you get sick, you find out what you want to find out what's wrong with you, and you go to WebMD, okay, a website, trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You got a whole list of symptoms, and it's just giving it all to you, and they're all general stuff. But you might have this or that in your family that might be making you sick, but you don't know. So therefore, you have to go to a doctor. You don't got a choice. It's one of those. It's like that. General information is not going to help you get better. You can try these home remedies. You can try, whatever. Sometimes it'll work. But for those times it don't work, I'm afraid you're going to have to go to a doctor who studied his ass off in college. Or if you're a Christian, you can just try to go to church.
Sorry.
You can just try to go to church and have them pray it off.
If it works, but you still might be sick.
I remember a guy that came in that was missing. He had just these left. He was missing all these fingers. Them mugs didn't grow back. He left feeling hella disappointed because he had seen it on TV.
Oh yeah,
and
the stuff with the stuff on TV is really crazy with people thinking that you go on those Christian TV shows or something, and then you think you're gonna get healed or something. When people fall down and put on that act like it's gonna do something, and they'll say God helped them do something, but really, they just did it themselves.
People telling me, God revealed himself to me and blah, 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 blah. God revealed himself to me and brought me through this. God revealed himself. Okay. I did it for 3 months at first. I cleared my space on the front room while she was asleep. And I got up at 1 o'clock, or I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. And I said, okay, Jesus, I'm ready for you to reveal yourself to me. They told me to try you, Jesus, here I am. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm way late in the game now. Even though I've been going for so long.
Yeah.
This is like year number 13 that I've been going to church, and year number 14 that I'm going to church. I'm way there. So I still ain't seen nothing. So in fact, I've seen the opposite. But here I am. I do it for 3 months the first time on the 13th year, and I say, Pastor, that's what's happening. I was like, I don't see where you guys are getting these experiences from. And then he said, oh, it takes perseverance. I said, all right, cool. So I tried it for 2 years straight. Mm-hmm. Every time she went to sleep, 1 o'clock, I cleared my space. I said, now's the time. Talk to me. Show me a cherubim. Show me a seraphim. Show me something. You show it in the Bible. You do that in the Bible. Why not me? We're supposed to be equal. Go ahead and reveal yourself to me. I'm waiting. I'm right here. I would wait for like 20 minutes. Nothing. And I'd go to sleep. And they lying. I mean, have y'all tried that? Doing that? Like having a set time to actually have him reveal himself to you? And I mean,
doing it over the course of years?
Yeah, over years. I mean,
have you done that, or are you just here? You're just telling somebody to do it, but
I did it through practice, and there's nothing. He never showed, ever. And we got people astral projecting, calling on his name, calling on Jesus, and he's not showing up. But later on through study, you find out because he didn't exist. And it's something that, I don't know how to say it right, the etymatical, I don't know, council of Nicaea came up with it. Or somebody named Serapis Ptolemy or something came, wanted to be deified as the Jesus or whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just tons of stuff, that comes up and stuff, with reference to being spiritual people. But I will say this to people: just because you're, of whatever faith you're in, don't think that just because you're in that faith that, that people who are not in that faith are, damn to hell.
Are evil.
Or something, and the bad experiences they're going through with, like, not getting jobs or their bills and stuff, not paid for it, it's because they're not a Christian or Hindu or Jewish or whatever the hell religion you're in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. Everybody got bills. Everybody got bills.
I mean, you want to know the truth? Hey, my lights went off when I was in Christianity, and they went off again before when I was out of Christianity.
Yeah, so
I lost a job when I was in Christianity, and
I
lost a job when I was out of Christianity. I'm dealing with the same shit I was dealing with when I was in the damn stuff. So
what
ain't no difference here.
It's not really any difference. I think with being spiritual, we're just freer. You're just
freer than the mindset of hell. I know I'm freer. I'm not waking her up no more, screaming, hollering that I was in hell and stuff, because I had those dreams when I was in Christianity. I didn't get those dreams until after I said the words, I gave 100% of my life to, the guy with the name that starts with a J, or, the guy with the name that starts with a G, because I'm not going to say that again, because I'm not going back into that mode. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. So, yeah, this has been like a long video about, spirituality, Christianity.
Yeah, because we just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
That there's people out there that's just giving you just general information.
Yeah, they are.
At least if you visit, Ellen and Hero, at least if you visit Butterfly Spirit
314, yeah. Then you'll be able to know that we're really talking about stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I'm always going to give you my experience, my experience, my
Yeah.
experience. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm talking about, like I said, a dream interpretation. That's not my experience, but it's my experiences of a book I read, and I
Yeah.
wanted to share it with y'all, just in case you might be interested in that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I don't know if a lot of people would get this far in the video, but maybe people would be interested to get it far enough in it. But
I don't know. If you got this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'm sure Butterfly Spirit appreciate it too.
yeah, we both appreciate it, you guys.
Whatever they say, like, comment, and subscribe. You know, if y'all do that, I mean, it'll let me know that I'm reaching people, and let her know she's reaching people.
Yeah.
It's good when we get the comments. It's good if we get, you know, I mean, I don't know about a like. I don't really care about a like. I want to comment. Please comment. You know, let me know your own experiences. Share this stuff. I mean, you don't have to share the video if you want to. Just share me what happened with you, because I'm still growing. You know, y'all still growing.
I mean, I guess they can share the video. I mean,
if you want to share
subscribe to us, I guess.
Yeah, just subscribe. That way, I guess we can keep it with each other. Or when we make another video. I mean, that's kind of barred.
Yeah, you gotta like subscribe and then hit the bell or something like that.
Oh yeah, you gotta hit the bell. I'm sorry, subscribing isn't enough. You gotta hit this little thing that looks like a bell, and when you hit it, you'll know that it's like an alert. You know that when we make another video and we post it on our channel, that you will be notified of it on your own YouTube account.
Yeah. So for him, his YouTube channel is
AnJuan Your Hero.
And then my YouTube channel is Butterfly Spirit 314. So if you want to subscribe to both, you can. Or if you want to subscribe to his, mine, or whatever, I mean, I think you can never have too much real experience from people.
I'm more for the spiritual, paranormal people that got paranormal experiences. I'm more for the coming out of church experience. I'm more for the suicide people. I'm more for the people that's had a lot of mental abuse, physical abuse, abandonment, homelessness, those type of people. That's kind of who I'm for. That's kind of what I talk about. That's me. I'm out for the personal, real life experiences of what I noticed, and for the movie reviews. What are you for mostly on your
on my channel? I am about, I came out of Christianity myself too, so I am about basically going along on my spiritual journey towards opening my third eye, and I share my experiences along the way as I do it, to share with people just in case they're going through their spiritual journey or something, or to clarify things for them of things that I've done, if they want to try it or something. I'm also for people who actually need help. Like I'm going to be doing like numerology and stuff like that, where I'm going to be helping people to find their purpose, in life. Telling them about, giving them insight about things that they're having trouble with and stuff through numerology. I will be doing Reiki, so I'll be working with energy and stuff like that. I'm not a Reiki master yet, but I will be. So, I would say by May of this year, I'm going to be a full-on Reiki master and stuff like that. And
that's cool.
So, we'll both be by then anyway, because we're working on that. But, I think I want to help the people, who do need somebody to talk to about things, because there's people who they really don't feel comfortable talking to other people about things that they're going through. And I mean, I'm here basically, like I talk about, like the third eye, crystals, meditation, and whatever else that I find. I will talk about the Bible sometimes and stuff like that, or whatever, with reference to what I'm doing. And letting people know that, like, people who are our skin color, letting them know that it's okay to get into spirituality, metaphysics, and study ancient Kemet and stuff like that. Letting them know it's okay to do that. It's not just people who look different.
That's what helped me to finally feel better about being a black person. I didn't even know I had astigmatism until I came across ancient Kemet.
Yeah.
And then I realized that, wow, I felt like shit being black. I didn't feel very good. And church really nailed it in the coffin for me of feeling like shit already as a person and being black. So studying ancient Kemet, learning about that and the Egypt and things and how it was stolen, put in the Bible. And about our melanin. That really helped me to feel a lot better about being myself. It gave me more empowerment that I can do great things, and it's okay for me to do great things. Because I used to believe that, people who own businesses, I used to believe that was for white people only. Now that's what I used to believe. But my creativity, I used to just think I didn't have any. Everything's being invented by white people, blah blah blah. But now I know better, and I know more of my history now, and I feel a lot
Yeah,
better
we both know a little bit more. And
my
he teaches
skin.
me stuff too about stuff that he listens to and stuff like that to kind of catch me up and stuff like that about stuff that I don't know. We both point out things about, stuff like today we were listening to the Real Merkable, one of his videos and stuff like that. And, I was able to point out something to him that he didn't, in a way, he didn't think about it before or something. So, both of us being on the journey together is, I believe it's just really important and stuff like that. And like, we're both about, talking about real experience, not just general information and stuff like that, because we really want to help people, and stuff like that. And we, with collabs, I think it's great that we do collabs and stuff like that because we bring across different points and stuff like that.
I mean, shoot, the police can kill me anytime. Y'all know about that. Police killing blacks, But at least my family, sister, if whoever, and at least you guys, I won't have the fucking guilt of being gone and be like, dang, I wish I could have shared my experience. My experience was unique.
And that's what
There's
we're
probably
doing.
people that have my experience. I don't want to come back here, but now I got to come back to see if I can remember it and tell people. Like I said, I'm telling y'all, I ain't come back. I'm training to be gone and I'm coming back. So I'm letting it all out, and it took a lot of guts. You want to talk about faith? It took a leap of faith to get out. And it took a leap of faith to open that Bible and write their scriptures down. And it took a leap of faith to get past all those abuses that I've been through that got ordained. And it took a lot of faith to come out and actually say this, knowing that people I know will see it. People in my family will see it.
Yeah, and that's sometimes the scariest. That's the scariest stuff. And I have that too, like sometimes with people. Because, I haven't really shared, per se, with people about what my YouTube channel, about anything. Because, on both sides of my family, people are Christian. So, they gonna think I'm, doing something crazy or something like that, some kind of crazy ass shit. So, for me, I have to get over that and go forward with, sharing with people and stuff. Because there's people out there who can benefit. And I have a Facebook page too, or whatever. We both have Facebook pages and stuff. And if you want to know about those, we can comment on it. If you ask about it, we can do that. But yeah, it's, I think every day we come away with a new, way of looking at stuff. Especially knowing that we create our own futures, essentially, by, what we do. Because a long time ago, people would have said, you don't create your future and stuff. There's some stuff you can't, you ain't creating. Like, you ain't creating the doggone bills. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers just come out of nowhere, and you don't know where the hell they come from. You just like, you rather a check in the mail. You know what I'm saying? But you get bills, So, with that does remind me of law of attraction, though. With the thing with people talking about the law of attraction, what attracts stuff to you, stuff. Because we can try some law of attraction stuff, and it ain't work. So, that's kind of to be continued. With the law of attraction.
Like I remember, just like with the Jesus, I was using law of attraction then through church with prayer. What else is that? It's obviously a law of attraction when you're praying and you ask for something, and you're using that. That's what you're doing. And
Absolutely.
It's not coming true, so I don't get what people are talking about. I wanted the law of attraction to not be beat. And I was. I wanted the law of attraction that in the church when I'm sleeping on the top bunk and I'm with the abuser, and when the church tells me to turn the other cheek, when you get hit, you'll be saved by God. I get hit on this cheek, I turn around this way, hoping that Jesus is gonna magically appear between me and my abuser. I get hit in the other motherfucking cheek. So, and I get woke up like that. You turn the other cheek, you get hit in that cheek too. So, excuse me, it didn't work yet again.
Yeah. So, we talked about a lot of stuff.
And this video long. Oh God. Oh,
goodness.
I'm sorry.
Okay, wait, hold on. But there's the like attracts like though, isn't that? That's like the last thing.
We opposite like a mug.
Like attracts
except on this subject.
Yeah.
It took a long time for us to get here. Actually,
well, it took a while to get here. Let's just say that.
It took a while. Let's just say that, because
But-
otherwise, if I start talking again, I'm not really a big talker.
Yeah.
But on the subject, I got a lot to say because I done been. I mean, this is a life, so I'm gonna have a lot to say. I've been living for this long.
But what about
I've
the
been
girl
through
on
this stuff.
Facebook though, with the like attracts like when she was talking about that though?
What you mean when she said like tracks like?
Well, she said like attracts like. Like she was talking about she, she attracts the type of dude she likes or something, or whatever.
Oh,
Like attracts like.
that don't work for all the girls. Can't not all the girls can't have a light skinned Drake looking dude that's 6 feet tall with tattoos, or a bad boy, or a rich person. Not all the chicks can have like attracts like. Not all of you.
Well, I didn't want one, so I just wanted to have you. So
No, good.
yeah. So anyway, guys, this has been Butterfly Spirit,
And now I'm your hero.
and we did a collab today about spirituality, living with it, and about the the people who pretend to be spiritual.
Just watch out for those people. So if you look at a video and they say, I opened my third eye, and then you click on it, and then they say, well, I'm not going to tell you how I opened my third eye. Don't listen to any of the lies that come after that. If you got a person that's just telling you, this is what this does. I mean, if you're looking for general information, great. But if you got problems and you need and you need real information, look up somebody else. Don't look at the general information. It's not going to help you. I mean, write it down, but you're going to have it written down one time because you're going to click on other videos that's going to have the same general information.
Yeah, because there's so many that do the same stuff, and they're named the same thing. I'm so serious. There's videos with the same name, exactly the same name in the title.
Don't worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
Go find yourself a YouTuber who who always talks about their experience.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we're not general people.
Yeah, neither of us are, so.
We not. You ain't either. You're not general.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to high school only getting a C average the whole way through, all the way through high school. No, it don't work like that. You're going to get some Fs. You're going to get some A's. You're going to get some B's.
Yeah.
Unless you got those parents who whoop you for getting a C, for being average.
Yeah.
So then you're going to have some B's and A's, and maybe even a C+.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching our video.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you made it all the way to the end, mainly, that's what it's about. Just, look for people with the real experiences, and that should help you out, all right?
All right. Don't forget to comment, like,
share,
subscribe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.